Hey everybody, it's Sean. I am dressed a little bit more casually than usual. It's a Saturday, it's April 10th, and we are on our way into a new month and a new series of, or new series of talks that hopefully will help you out in living your most inspired and authentic life. We have talked about thoughts. We've talked about emotions, and I've given you some strategies on how to relate a little bit differently to them, a little bit more powerfully, and not get pushed around by them as much. And I was kind of at a loss for what I wanted to do next, what I wanted to talk about next. And the idea hit me that there are many powerful thoughts, specific powerful thoughts that limit us and create suffering and rob us of our vitality that almost all of us share and or wrestle with at some point in our lives. And so I want to take the month of April to discuss some of those specific limiting thoughts and the antidote for those thoughts. And for the first talk, what I want to do is set the stage for the other thoughts that we're going to tackle. So there is a powerful, all-pervasive myth that many of us are operating from almost without awareness. And that myth is that the world's a scary place. That we often are functioning from a place of fear. And that is the background for a lot of the decisions that we're making. And I want to suggest to you that that fear is once again a product of our minds, that it doesn't accurately reflect reality most of the time, and that it's limiting you somehow. And that if you can learn to step back from that fear, to see it for what it is, and then lean into and through that fear to take the action that is called for at that time, you can start to live a life that is more joyous and fulfilling and peaceful for yourself. But the first one is to let go of the fear. That fear, that all-pervasive fear, comes from a misunderstanding and a forgetfulness about who it is that you are and your experience here in this world. It comes from a sense of being disconnected. It comes from a sense of forgetting that you are part of the divine, that you are in flow with the energy that flows through everything in this world. It flows through you and it flows through everything else. That, as Alan Watts says, just as the ocean just as the ocean waves, the earth peoples, and animals and rocks and plants, it does these things. You are a part of an ongoing process. Just like you cannot separate water from one wave in the ocean from the actual ocean, we cannot separate the energy that is you from the actual energy that is flowing through everything on this earth. It's only the sense that that could happen. It's only a misremembering and forgetting what you are at your core that causes you to live in fear or operate from a fear-based perspective of the world. And I know that's really difficult for most of us to wrap our heads around. But it's that backdrop, the fear-based backdrop, that a lot of the other specific thoughts that limit us come from. And what I want to suggest to you is that you can get past that, and you can operate from a place where the world is not scary, where it does not have to be fearful, where it can be hopeful and fulfilling. First, you have to be able to acknowledge the fear. So what I want you to do for this first part of April is you don't have to buy what I'm saying right now. You don't have to totally give into it. You just have to look in your own daily interactions. How much of your time is spent operating from a fear-based place? How much does fear push you into making decisions, or cloud the way that you see things, or have you pull back from interacting with the world? How does fear influence your interactions as you go about your daily life? Just look and just witness that, And then on our next talk, we'll talk about some of the more specific thoughts and attitudes that come as a result of the fear being the background. So I hope this is somewhat helpful. I hope it is intriguing enough to have you come back and take a look at the more specific thoughts that we're going to tackle in April. But we had to set the context that most of us are operating from fear. That fear is based off of not remembering, not understanding what we truly are as human beings, and that there's a way to get past that fear. I hope you're all doing well. Yours in peace, love, and light. Namaste.